Hi everyone, I thought I'd make a video of my foundation routine, also showing how I use my new, I guess Andy wants to be in the video, my new concealer from Makeup Forever, the full cover concealer, and just dealing with my acne prone, acne breakout, and oily skin. So just what I've been using lately and what I've been liking, maybe some tips or ideas of dealing with this type of skin if you have it, and just what I think of these products and that kind of thing. So if you are interested, then please keep watching. Look. Hello. Hello. So the products I'm using today are the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer, and this is in shade number 1. And the foundation is just the LORAC Wet Dry Powder, oil-free, and that's what that looks like. I've made a sizable dent in the powder, so that's kind of cool. I was applying this with the sponge that it came with, but lately I've been really liking the finish of using a brush. So brushes. Real Techniques buffing brush is what I'm using for the powder foundation. A Coastal Scents flat top buffer. I think I just got an email from them saying that they had some bionic flat top buffer brush that looked a lot like this one. Mine was called something different, I think. Anyway, so they have it in stock now, so if you're interested, it's just a super dense kind of buffer brush, synthetic obviously, and I like it. It was cheap. And also, I believe this is also from Coastal Scents, and it is just a small synthetic fluffy brush, and this is what I use for concealer on spots. So, as you can probably tell, also, my nose is super red because I have had a cold for over a week now. There is cat hair flying everywhere, and it's like attacking my face. So let's just get started. So as you can imagine, the full cover is quite good coverage and you don't need to use a lot. I like to use it around my nose and cheeks for the redness, and then just kind of spot concealing all my spots. I had this really bad breakout, worst I've had in a couple years, and also got sick. So I'm just thinking maybe my immune system kind of took a break. So I'm just gonna squirt out a bit onto my hand of the full cover concealer. I'm doing this first since I have a powder foundation and Andy is wanting some attention. Something that I don't really hear people talk about much when they talk about covering acne is that a lot of times you have like flaky dry skin. Even if you haven't picked at it, if you're using a spot treatment that kind of dries things out, it's going to flake in my experience. So there really isn't anything you can do about that, and you can't really cover it because the product will get into the skin flakes. So when I have really flaky blemishes, honestly, I don't even try to cover them because it's just not worth it. So I'm just gonna take my little brush and kind of dab it into the concealer. So yeah, you can see my face has been a little bit freaking out here. Dabbed it into the concealer, and now I'm just gonna kind of lightly start kind of can't think of a word, my brain's still not fully functional, kind of pushing it into the skin a little bit and then start blending it out. Stippling, that's what I'm trying to get to. And then sometimes if I have too much product, like this time, I'll just go in and start blending with my fingers, so it's not so obvious, the line of concealer. So I'm not looking for like a perfect coverage. I'm just looking for it to be, you know, acceptable from a distance. and not look too crusty up close. So just kind of stipple on and blend. So I have found that this does hold up pretty well during the day, even though I have extremely oily skin. It doesn't start looking too cakey unless I have a dry patch. And then it's pretty much impossible to avoid that looking cakey. But I do find that I still have product left, you know, 10 hours after. So this color isn't, you know, perfect match, but I'd say it's usable. So for the kind of redness around my nose and my cheeks, that's when I'm going to use the kind of buffing brush to just blend it out a bit more. So I'll just kind of slap some product on, generally. And then go in with the buffing brush to blend it out. And for this, I like to kind of stipple. I find that this, you know, if you have any kind of dryness, this will keep it from like flaking up. And again, just move kind of quickly because this does dry down quite fast. Concealer done. A little more even looking, a little less red, and spots are looking better. They're not perfect, but they're looking better. And last thing is just the powder foundation and my Real Techniques buffing brush. And I'm not going to be using a lot since I do have a good amount of coverage from the concealer. And just kind of swirling that on. So the way I get the product out is just like swirling the brush around, kind of tapping, make sure there's not a bunch of excess, and then buffing it on. And this will also kind of this will also help set the concealer. What's up, Andy? So that is my foundation and concealer routine. I'm just gonna add some cheeks and lips and I'll be right back. So this is my finished look. I'm wearing Illamasqua's Lover blush, which is kind of a tangerine apricot. And I like that, especially when I have a lot of redness, because then it's not gonna kind of enhance the pinkness that I'm trying to cover. And on my lips, I have a Mercier lip glacé, and this one is in Brownberry. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you've used the Makeup Forever Full Coverage Concealer, what you think about it, what your best kind of tips and tricks are for covering acne, dealing with oily skin. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, I'll see you real soon. I am going to film a collective haul from the Friends and Family sales next, so stay tuned for that. And thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.